coming back one more time here at the Schmitt Show. It's been a while. Taking a little bit of time off because we're working so hard. I love it when that line comes in. Welcome.
See you guys again.
I know it's a little egotistical, but it is what it is. All right, so we'll turn that down. All right. What's going on, Rylee?
Not much. We're at it for second time's the charm.
Yeah, I was gonna say I wasn't sure if you were gonna mention that because we had talked about well, let's just say the story real quick if you want, just what happened.
So Dave and I were in these actually different chairs. It's a different setup this
Same
time,
room.
but we've been in the recording studio once before.
Yeah.
Had a great session, had some really great clips, and then technology does its thing.
My
and
fault a little bit there as far as
we'll-
losing some technology.
We'll blame it on the technology, but we figured, you know what? Rather than scrape it together,
Yeah, for sure.
we'll re-record and make it better than the first time.
Because I actually did try to scrape it back together, and it's like, you know what, you can do the best you can, but when you mentioned let's just do it again, and I just wanted to catch the authenticity of the first show, but then you know what, I just want to I'm glad that you said that right away because that breaks the ice of like, I don't know if she wants me to say that, but it is what it is.
Oh yeah, I don't care. It is what it is.
Okay, so we got Rylee Wallace here this week on the show,
hello.
and she's a media entrepreneur superstar, right? That's what they call you?
In the streets, they call me a superstar. That's for sure. I do digital marketing. I freelance. I do a lot of social media. I do some video editing. I do email marketing. I do all of the things.
So
really.
What's your clientele like? What's your typical person? Who would you work for?
Really, honestly, I'm kind of all over the board. So I have, a realtor, mortgage agent. I do tourism. I do auto supply.
Really?
Yeah, I'm kind of all over the board.
And then you do podcasting as well.
And I'm doing podcasting.
Because you're doing this, and then so saying all that, Rylee's been here for a while. She's really helped me out doing this podcast stuff. She's been great. I don't even know what to say because you've helped me a long way, and I'm asking for more help, paid help, okay? Because I definitely don't ask for anything for free. So, long story short, we bought another Rodecaster because this stuff's a lot of work to put together, and we have high-end stuff, and I can only imagine trying to put stuff together. Maybe it is simply just a phone and click record, right? And that's what you did today. You said hit record.
Yeah.
You said that. That's one of the main things.
Yeah. I mean, it depends on what you're after. I think no matter whether you're in the beginning stages or because you've been doing this a little bit and you want to improve everything, so you're further in it than some people might be. But I think there's a place to start for everybody in podcasting. Honestly, you could just film on your phone. Yeah,
and that's how I started.
It doesn't really matter. I think the important thing is that you get out there.
You know what? You're 100% right. And I think you're, I'll go into that a little bit later, but when I started podcasting, I just, I had a phone. That's all I had. And I didn't even have a microphone. I remember my first one was that ball from, what is it, Yeti or something like that?
Yeah.
So that was my first one. But, from there, I started and I remember I had all the stuff first, you know me, all in first, sold all that, and then worked myself back up to where I am now because I didn't know the technology is that hard to learn. It's like you have to go to school almost.
Yeah. You know? Well, it's definitely a learning curve. It's not like you learn in
no,
school.
I know.
Oh, this is how you develop a podcast, and here's all the technological.
I know. And you know what? And that's just so many. It's like having a baby. You just learn as you go.
You just learn. Yeah.
I mean, not that I've had a baby before. I've had kids, but so what made you chase your dream for this? What do you call it? Technology. I don't know.
Digital
marketing, media, managing, everything.
Yeah, I think, I don't know. I've always been pretty creative and I've always been a little bit more I always liked art, but I've always been a little bit more on the tech side of it.
Yep.
So, I'm not a graphic designer, but I always like doing things on the computer and
doesn't that kind of come hand in hand though with the job that you're doing now?
Yes, it does. So that's
and you
really,
learn from that.
Yeah. I think things really sort of took a leap forward during COVID when I was laid off. I didn't have a job. I was on
Nothing to lose then,
unemployment.
kind of
I
a
had
deal.
nothing to lose, but I also had nothing to. I didn't have any extra money to spend, so
Yeah.
my way
You,
of supporting.
you weren't the only one.
Yeah, I know. No, I definitely wasn't. But
It's all
my
good,
way
though.
of supporting my community was to reach out to businesses and write about them,
Yeah.
put them on my blog, and then push the articles out to the community, which led me to writing for a brief period for like a digital newspaper, and the snowball.
That's
goes.
awesome.
Yeah. And
So that's where that came from, eh?
Yeah.
And so it snowballed into this. Now, okay, so you're where you're at now, and where do you see yourself a couple years down the road?
a couple years down the road, I would love to have some online courses that. sort
Hey,
of
me too, by the
yeah.
way. So I'm
Yeah?
just saying, no, like video, what do you call it? Like videology, whatever that's called,
Yeah.
because I need the help.
Yeah, I
Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, that's okay. I think I would love to. Right now, I exchange a lot of my time for money,
I love the way you say that.
right? Because that's what it is. That's
It's a transfer of
it's a transfer of
your time.
important things, right?
Yeah.
Time for knowledge and experience.
Yeah,
and
we always
skill,
pay for
whatever.
something,
Yeah.
whether it's not money, but there's something that you have to give up.
Yeah. So my goal within the next couple of years would be to have a more passive income.
Yep.
So developing
awesome.
courses.
What do you mean developing?
So like I would develop either a video course or a downloadable
Yeah.
course that you can
Like a
just
digital
purchase,
something where,
purchase online, and once you have it, it
No
doesn't
kidding, yeah.
necessarily I would maybe set up something where I would have like a one-on-one call, but
Yeah.
it's not an ongoing thing.
Yeah.
So I can basically make money when I sleep. I would love to do that. I mean, who wouldn't?
Why not?
So, yeah.
I mean, if you put the time in, to be honest with you, it's like you do, if you do some research like in marketing as far as like you're buying stocks, why not make money while you sleep, like you said? And if you're smart enough to do these things, and if your digital marketing is flying off the shelf, there's nothing wrong with that because you put the time in to do it.
Yeah.
I love that dream because I was never in the tech world, and I'm really, really starting to chase that down.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'm driven too hard sometimes. I'm pretty tired most mornings because I work so hard at my regular job to be able to afford to do this. But I love that dream of yours because, God, it's just amazing to be able to do that. Then to have to drive, I mean, that takes hours of time.
Yeah.
Hours and hours. Maybe just enlighten us of how much time this kind of stuff takes to do.
So I've already started the process. So obviously you have to have the course built before you even think about.
She starts before even
designing-
asking me because I would have jumped in on that in a heartbeat. But anyway, go ahead.
What's that?
No, it's a joke. Go ahead. You'll hear it down on the recording after.
So yeah, like before you even get on camera, you start recording yourself teaching. Before you get into the fun and cool creative
Really?
part. Oh yeah, you have to.
That makes sense because go ahead.
You have
Sorry.
to have a plan, right?
Yeah, you
and
do.
It's if I'm expecting people to pay money for this, I can't just willy nilly
No.
yeah, blah 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 blah.
So
blah.
you're doing this before the actual program.
There's so much planning that has to go into it before because and I know myself, and I don't spend money on courses unless I'm really positive that they're going to help me. So if I expect anybody else to spend money on my course, I need to make sure that there's so much in it that they feel like they're getting for their dollar.
So when you say, okay, so as you're going to school, like, are you gonna are you developing the actual software, or are you getting you're going to actually get taught how to, or are they converting? I'm not sure what I'm asking here, but
So a lot of my first course is basically, which I've already started, is how to sign up for social media, get on all your social media platforms.
Yeah.
Make sure they're
well, you've definitely done that
optimized.
for me.
Yeah. So basically, it would be a course for someone like you that didn't have anything at first, maybe doesn't know the tips
God,
and
there's
tricks.
so much. Yeah.
Yeah, I think there's definitely a big market for it. There's
100%.
definitely so many other courses out there, and I'm sure that all of them are great, but there's room for everybody.
You know
and if
what? I
people
always say that in business too. I said, as long as you do a good job,
Yeah.
that you'll have work.
Yeah.
I've always said that. I mean, most people in entrepreneurships and then they have their own companies and whatnot. Like, you know what, they like to stomp on their competition. But as far as I go, I just, as you do
enough
good
for
work.
everybody.
Yeah, there is. There's plenty of fish in,
Yeah.
and the sea. I don't mean it in the way of dating,
No,
but
but-
honestly, if you do good work, it's gonna come, and people will just pass that name along. It's someone like you that I could have used earlier on, honestly, like, because it was such a struggle from first on till even now. Like, because you're always growing, and like you said, with the first program that you're starting to sell that, you're gonna need to grow because these people want to go, and then once they have a following, they like you.
Yeah.
They want, okay, where's the next? Okay, grade 2. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's awesome. I'm glad you're chasing that dream down. Yeah. So anyway, how's the baby boy?
Baby boy is good.
Yeah, how old now?
He is almost 2. He'll be 2 in August.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'll tell you a funny story. This morning, I packed him in the car, getting ready to go to daycare, and he's like putting his hand in his mouth, and he thinks it's funny to almost make himself throw up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does he get there?
Oh yeah, he did this morning.
No.
Yeah.
Jeez. Is he in the back seat? I'm assuming. Yeah.
He's in the back seat. Well, he did it in front of me. I hadn't even like
gotten it.
just
Oh, you were just sitting him
strapped
down.
in, and he's like,
God. I remember those days.
yeah.
So
that was fun.
The last time we tried to pull this off, that must have been what, 6 months ago?
No, it was like 2 months.
Was it 2 months ago? Shit. You know what? Honest to God, time flies because when I work, it's like 6 o'clock, and like when you don't know, especially when digital creating, like your time is gone.
Yeah.
Just like that.
Yeah.
And then you have to meet with your clients and
Yeah.
everything else yet. So
Yeah, this morning I think I edited like 2 videos, and
what time did you get up?
Oh, I'm up at the ass crack of dawn.
Yeah, for sure. And what time do you have a like a time limit for bed? Like what time?
For Emmett or for myself?
for you.
Oh. So
whenever he goes to bed, is that what you're saying?
Pretty much, honestly. Like we're at the point where it's
start at 7 and then see where it goes.
My husband wakes up at I think 4:45 in the morning. Goes to the gym, does his thing.
I wish I was. Oh my God, yeah, I'm jealous.
He's dedicated. He's definitely
Good.
dedicated. But I'll sleep until Emmett wakes up, so anywhere from like 6 to 6:30, and then it's a day. Even though he goes to school, he goes to daycare full time.
But it's a routine.
You know, it's a routine, and I'm working. My mind is constantly going, and my husband's exhausted because his job is laborious, and by the time our son goes to sleep, it's like, okay, maybe we'll watch a half an hour of TV, and then we're just gonna.
That's just kind of how we are too.
Yeah.
I found like I've always done really good. Like I've been a hard worker all my life. Physical labor has been my thing, and since I've gotten into this part, there's no physical part about it other than getting wires plugged in when I'm doing the actual show. But I find doing this makes time fly by too fast. It's gone like that, and it's every minute of my life because, I only got 2 hours. That's nothing in this world.
Do you find that you're much more mentally exhausted?
100%.
So
I'll take the physical exhaustion any day of the week.
That was my question. So, obviously my husband and I sit in a chair all day.
Yeah.
My husband is
Before I read that different, by the way. Just I think this is where you're going, but go ahead.
Well, it's just interesting to compare.
Yeah.
And you can't really, because it's very physical exhaustion and mental exhaustion are very different. But they're both
they're both exhausting. Let's just be.
Yeah.
But one is like one says to the other, like you don't know what it is to go climb a skyscraper and whatnot. And let's be honest, those anybody that's got a physical laboring job, they are tired. But I didn't realize how much it burned your brain out.
Yeah.
And when you come home, you don't have nothing left.
Yeah.
At all. I think it's more
on, right? Yeah. I always said this. If you're in sales, customer service, whatever, if you're talking to a screen all day, you're on.
Yeah, but you're always on. Then the possibility for you, the hard part to shut it off for me, I think, is the physical laborer can go home.
Yes.
And then I can't work anymore. It's my job's over there.
Yes.
Now your brain is thinking.
Yeah, if I get a text at.
Yeah. Or even then you're just trying to think, okay, so what do I do for this client? And you know what? I know like digital creators like you could just work 24/7 and never catch up ever.
Yeah. Well,
ever.
there's no end point, right?
Yeah.
For you, you have a project and
Yeah.
you see it from start to finish.
Yeah.
For me, yes, I have projects that are sometimes start to finish.
Yeah, but then
it's-
even after that,
it's
you're
an-
doing different things as far as
exactly,
digitally
it's-
creating whatever else.
It's always a never-ending circle of creativity,
Yeah.
which isn't bad.
No, it's a good
what
thing.
I've chosen to do. I love it. I'm so happy that I freelance and I get to make my own
You
schedule.
should be. That's great.
I'm very happy and I'm proud of myself that I've.
How's that life now compared to the
it's
old
great.
life, eh?
It's great. Obviously, working for someone else, you have a sense of job security.
Yeah, you
right?
do.
For the most part, yeah. There's layoffs. There's
Yeah.
let goes and things like that. But working for other people can feel sometimes limiting, although
It does.
safe.
Yeah. There's nothing wrong with it though. Like,
There's absolutely nothing wrong with it. And like, I would be lying if I said that there wasn't a time in the last, year running my own business where I haven't been like, well, should I just get a job?
yeah, I know.
But
Trust me, I've been there.
I mean, I love it. I love the lifestyle I've been able to create. I can go as long as I schedule myself and I use my time wisely.
Yeah.
I can take vacation whenever I want. Like
Sure
last
can.
year, we went to France. For
If
a
you don't
week.
take it, no one will do it for you. Oh, you went to
Yeah.
France?
Yeah, I went to France for a week.
How was that?
Oh, it was awesome.
Okay,
It was really
so have
cool.
you been overseas yet?
That was my first time.
I've always wanted to go, but I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's
So would
cool.
would you recommend it?
I would recommend it. So, one thing that I learned about myself is actually that I definitely like to be by the sea, by the ocean, by the water.
Yeah.
Doesn't
Okay.
matter
So it
where.
doesn't matter if you're in Mexico or if you're in
Doesn't
the middle
matter.
of Iran where there's no ocean.
I wouldn't go for that
You're
one.
gonna have to find a camel to get some water out of his humps to get that water. I'm not sure if that makes any
Yeah.
sense, but
Yeah.
okay. So you know what? We're gonna just we'll come back. We're gonna take a little break, and then round 2 will be right around the corner.
Awesome.
Awesome. Here we are one more time for round 2, ladies and gentlemen. We have Rylee in the house for round 2.
Round two.
Round one.
Round two.
Round
part
2.
two.
Check. All right, here we are. We're back with Rylee, the media champion of Essex County, Kingsville, Ontario. So, yeah, fight with that, people. We got Rylee here. So, we were just off air for a little bit, and I was just mentioning to you earlier, actually, that I had built a script for you last minute with ChatGPT, and I was just telling her how what it can do, what most people don't even know. Like 99% of the people in the world, if they just, even if before they even have it, the ones that have it don't know even. So
Yeah.
I wrote I wrote your script. This is our second show, like we said. Okay,
Yes.
trying to do this. So I haven't read this yet. I just took a little part of it, and I want to read this. You still? Yeah, we're good there. Okay.
Oh yeah, it's so close up on my face.
Okay, so I said, okay, going back to my podcast with Rylee, my media manager is coming back to go on the show, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so that was the question. Got it, Dave. He says, a full teleprompter style script for the episode with Rylee, plus a breakdown and point from it's so easy for you to follow or freestyle if you want. Now that's what. Freestyle, I agree. Now, the only thing that's not freestyling is just his first little part. And
Okay.
then what it says is full script, Rylee's return from behind the mic. And I was going to do something
Your
like
volume
crazy.
is down again
Why is it down?
because you moved it down.
God damn it.
Welcome, everybody.
You're right. So I was
This
trying to
is
cue
why
that
he
in.
needs a media
I
manager.
do. Yeah, you're 100% right. She's the best. Okay, so then it prints out my full script. Rylee's return behind the mic, right? Obviously, intro. Dave speaking directly into the camera, and then shocking
Camera one.
because
camera
I don't
two,
have
camera
any
three.
ego at all, like 0. It's pretty down there.
Oh,
I try to keep it on the low down, but anyway, from there it goes real quick. I'm your host, Dave Schmitt, and today we've got a special episode, one that's been a long time coming. Some of you might remember our media manager, Rylee, the creative force behind the scenes. Well, guess what? She's stepping back in the spotlight.
heck yeah!
That's a hell of an opening.
That is a great opening.
Hey, that's ChatGPT.
Do you have a nickname for your man inside the computer?
Not yet.
You should.
We're just getting to know each other.
Oh
Yeah, it's one of those relationships.
Yeah.
And
You should give him one.
you're right.
Chat GPT is a mouthful. We need to call him like,
Max.
yeah, Max.
I love Max.
Max.
You know,
Maxy boy.
I love Max because Max Verstappen. But yeah, I'm going with Max.
Cool.
All right. Every time I'm going to call him Max, I'm going to tell him that because if I don't, he's going to get like upset.
Yeah. Yeah.
He'd be surprised
He's
how.
sensitive.
Yeah,
He's
100%.
sensitive.
So we're gonna go with so it told me to let's start from the top, Rylee. You built your own media. We already went through some of this stuff, and so follow ups. What was the turning point? Blah blah blah. What and just it's so, which we already did. That's how it knows me.
Yeah.
For the most part, we did most of that little first step segment
To
one.
get to know you.
Yeah, exactly.
To get to know you when I already know you.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it tells us to do, segment 2 says, you've had a huge hand in shaping this show from editing to promotion. What's it like managing a show from the outside looking in? That's what it told me to ask you. Is that not crazy?
So it's quite interesting. Working with Dave is terrible.
Oh my God, you're
first of
probably
all.
right. It's not an easy thing to do.
Yeah. No, you're great. I think it's been really fun. My hand in working with the show is I did created some new socials. We did the website. We have
You've spread the all the content out to the different platforms as well.
yeah. We do the podcast. So we do YouTube. We do podcasts. We do all of the things. Some editing as well. And from the outside looking in, it's kind of cool. It'll be interesting to finally sit down and edit this one because
Yeah,
I'll see
for
myself
sure.
on the screen and I'll be
I can't
like,
wait. You know what? We got multiple cameras. No, you know what? Are you critical like that? And
I'm so
it asked
critical.
that on there, by the way.
Yes. Max, to answer your question,
I love it that you
yes,
called him Max because
I am critical of
Oh
myself.
man.
Yeah.
So I am too. So most people when they come on the show, they hate their voice. They've never heard their own
Yeah.
voice on like something like this.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's how you sound. I didn't think like I sounded like myself either.
I know. It's so weird. When you hear a recording of yourself, it's not how you hear yourself in your own ears. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. No, and it's like different until now. Like I've done so much of this, it's like you get used to it, yeah, for sure. And then until that, and then people start to get comfortable. But I'm surprised that it asked that, and that's something I had on the back of my brain.
The question about me being critical?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like-
yeah.
like-
Who's not critical? Who takes a video of themselves and looks at it and is like, oh yeah, top notch.
That's the
pal."
shit right now. I got my every hair in place. Like, you know what I mean? No, for
I've
sure.
got a double chin right now. The microphone is covering it up, and
You know what?
it's fine.
I think, you know what? I don't have a name on my shirt, right? And anybody could tell me that's an ugly shirt or it's a good shirt. It's the way you wear it.
Yeah,
It's the way who you are. And that's within life. Like, are you comfortable with yourself? I think, anyway.
I think that there's a sort of like a line that's crossed when you could go out and you could be wearing like the best outfit and
Yeah.
you could feel good. But if somebody gets you on camera and
Yeah.
you watch it back, it's when you're on camera that you're like, oh,
Yeah.
maybe I didn't hit the mark on that one.
Yeah.
But
How do you feel? You ever been the most overdressed girl in a party? Have you ever put
I've
yourself in that
definitely
spot?
been the most underdressed though.
But I just know I can only see like girls. I think are big on that, like where they need to dress right and what blah blah blah. And I've seen it a few times where I'm not gonna say any names, but I've seen some people way overdressed for the moment that, and then you're going in. I feel like they made the other people that didn't dress up super
We have
uncomfortable.
a visitor.
Who
Do
do
you
we
want to bring
got?
the visitor on?
Yeah, come on in, guys. Whoever that is, come on in. Are you doing a show? Yeah, we are. We'll take it. We'll pause it real quick. What's up?
Do, 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 do.
Unexpected commercial break. Eh? Here we go. Okay, so we just had a visitor.
Yeah.
I wish she would have came in the picture.
Oh,
I love
yeah.
surprise visitors sometimes because
Yeah.
it works out sometimes. Sometimes it doesn't. I didn't know who that was. And anyways, it was for
looks
the
so
other business. Yeah, no, I agree. She had like a lanyard. That means she's important, right?
Everybody with a landmine.
How you? Yeah, I 100% agree. Mine's on my belt though, like around the tree.
No,
It has to be in the neck,
it
eh?
has to be on the neck. Yeah. If it's like around the belt, you're like you're like
you're down
janitorial staff or something.
No, yeah, you're doing what's the professional word for janitors? Custodian.
Custodian,
Yeah.
yes,
Not that
yes.
there's anything wrong with that, but
Heck no.
because I'm down there with the belts with them.
Yeah.
So anyway, okay, so where were we at there?
We were talking about being critical on yourself.
Oh, about the parties and the girls.
Oh
and
yeah, being
blah, blah.
overdressed. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think that as a guy we don't worry about that too much.
I think that you are blissfully oblivious. Like you're just so much more generally. I don't want to speak for men, but
Yeah. Well, you are, but it's okay. That's it's all good.
all men are blissfully ignorant.
To what?
All of the things.
Yeah,
there's
no,
so
I
many
know.
things.
You know
No, I'm just
what?
kidding.
So I'm
I'm
sure.
totally just kidding.
Well, no, but your husband. How many times is your husband waiting for you to get ready? Like, babe, where are you, babe? Like Kyle's probably like, oh my
Yeah.
god, he's got a half foot out the door already.
Yeah, but
That's how I am.
Kyle is smart because he, I think, understands the point at which he needs to get ready so that he's not ready super early.
Yeah, he's learned that.
He's learned, yeah. But I will say, I don't take that long to get ready. Like, unless I'm doing something crazy
Yeah,
with my
no.
hair, which
Yeah.
normally I just like put it back. Or
But he's learned that
whatever.
timing. I think
Yeah.
most guys that in relationships learned
Yeah.
that. I know I have with Helen, same thing. I think as a guy, for me, I'm more of probably the more pickier out of the guys. Like I have that little bit of I don't want to say feminine side, but I guess that kind of is what it is. I got maybe one too many pairs of shoes, if that's what you're.
Oh,
Do you know what I mean?
yeah.
But
Who
I don't go
doesn't?
to parties and look at your shoes and say, "Hey, man, are those what are those?"
Nice
Yeah.
Prados. Yeah. Yeah.
It's a good conversation,
Gucci.
Kyle. Sorry about this, man.
Nice
What
Gucci shoes.
it is. Do you have Gucci's?
No, I don't nothing.
Do you see the price of that shit?
No, I don't even want to because it makes me sad about my life. I love my life. Don't get me
You know
wrong.
what? You're right,
But
though.
I don't have the money to spend on no
But you
Gucci.
know you got that kind of money. Just if you got FU money you throw away, then do what you want to do.
Buy the fucking Gucci
Yeah,
shoes.
do what you got to do.
Yeah. Buy the Prada. Buy the Gucci. Do it. Do it for all of us who can't.
I agree. Okay, so I'm just gonna go on this because I've never done this.
Okay.
No, that's out of Riley's picture there. So so it says to follow up questions. We got to go to the next one. Rylee, I'm so proud of everything that you've done and where you're headed. And for all of you that are watching, support creators like Rylee. The people behind the scenes are the real heartbeat of the show.
Oh my God, that's so nice. I know it was a script and you didn't actually write
No,
it. But
well,
it's
yeah, I've been
still-
practicing for a long time.
The last
Isn't that
20
good?
minutes. That's so nice.
Yeah.
Thank you, Max and Dave.
Max, yeah, no, you remember? God damn it, I love that. So, make sure your follow-up journey, and we'll drop her links below until. Oh, sorry, make sure you follow up on her journey, and we'll drop her links below. Until next time, keep grinding, keep dreaming, and this is the Schmitt Show.
This is the Schmitt Show.
So then it wanted me to end there, but we'll. Then it's got a bunch of other stuff, but we'll figure that out after. So
I thought we were doing rapid fire questions.
we are going to do rapid fire.
Okay.
Do you want to do rapid fire now?
Yeah, let's do rapid fire.
So I have a show here called Loose Bolts Rapid Fire.
Yes.
So that sparks all kinds of conversations. So
Okay.
here they are. So I'm going to pull this off here.
Do I have a time limit on
No, you
how
don't.
quickly I need to answer these questions?
No,
because
you
I do
don't.
something similar with a client and you got to go fast.
Okay, but as long as it's not going to be like 17 years from now.
No, I'm going to answer them fast. I'm going to say the first thing that comes to my head.
I love it. Okay, so like I said, we have Loose Bolts. That's my other show. If you guys want to check it out, it's on the Schmitt. It's on the Schmitt Show. I've posted there's 2 episodes that I have. Actually, 1.5, but check it out. Anyway, here we go. And it's called Loose Bolts and Rapid Fire. That's what we call it. And anyway, so question number 1. If your podcast had a smell, what would it be and why is it probably burnt toast?
It is not burnt toast. It is sage and patchouli.
What do you mean? Now, you can take your time on this answering these.
So, sage
Yeah.
and patchouli.
Oh, I got what you're saying.
It's
yeah.
calming. It's
Yeah.
not burnt toast. No, we're close.
We forgot to mention that okay, on the other show we did, and it thinks that Max thinks that
you're
we
with the
talked
same-
about that already. So,
Oh.
well, we did talk about you starting your own podcast and stuff
Yeah.
like that. So
Oh,
that's
yeah.
a little bit, not too much. And
Yeah.
that's what it was referring to.
Yeah. Okay. But still, not burnt toast.
No, I agree. Not in anywhere close. If it's anything like your talent that you have now, it'll be amazing.
Thank you.
Okay, so question number 2: would you rather fight one angry listener with a mic stand, or 100 tiny podcast critics armed with bad reviews? That's a tough one. I take number 1, just so you know.
Say the second option again.
Okay, so the second option is or 100 tiny podcast critics armed with bad reviews. That's a tough go. And the first one, if you want it, it's would you rather fight one angry listener with a mic stand?
And I have to fight.
No, would you
fight
rather
one?
fight like as I think it's referring to like not physical fight, like really stand up for yourself in public with somebody with a mic to mic. So you're battling me
I don't
right
think
now,
I would do
critically me.
either
I could just
because-
bash you right now. You can't pick one. I pick number 1 all day long.
Okay, I'll pick number 1.
If I got reviews online, like that's just how I would do it anyway.
I just don't like. I would suffer silently with the bad critics,
Yeah.
and then, but also I'm not the type of person to go out and be like, well, fuck you.
Yeah, no, and also
then.
like I think when people give you like if there's a bad review, and let's just be honest, in any business there's going to be bad.
Yeah.
And they're mostly good, but there's that 1% bad that or whatever that is. And if I always think, okay, so if you fire back at that bad review, I think the best thing is just to not acknowledge it at all and don't even try to
It's
read that.
fuel to the fire.
Yeah, because it sparks, and then guess what? The fire grows on the rest
Yeah.
of the town, other people. It draws attention.
Yep.
You don't want that for a business. And then that what does that say about you? You know what I mean? Like you're ready to
Yeah, like
argue.
You're not confident enough.
And you know what?
to-
For those kind of fish, just let them swim in the bottom
Yeah.
waters.
Yeah.
Right.
And most of the time, a lot of the times, it could be something that's somebody's like pissed at you for something completely unrelated.
100%.
I've
Yeah,
I've
it's
come
not even
across that.
related to the actual,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? To
Yeah.
the content that you're talking about.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Some personal vendetta.
See, this actually works.
Yeah.
It's supposed to spark conversation through questions.
Yeah.
Isn't that awesome?
It do.
Okay, so question number 3. Are you ready?
Yep.
What's more stressful, editing an audio file that won't sync for you? Okay, you could take a video or audio,
Yeah.
or hearing your own voice in the raw playback. Now, we just talked about this, and that's why I was in that moment when you were like, what's up? And I was like, yeah, you'll see.
Oh,
So Max is pretty, he knows me.
Maxi boy.
Yeah.
So what's more difficult?
Yeah.
The audio file that
Really?
won't sync. Oh,
We
Yeah.
tried that too. Even, yeah,
Yeah.
you're right. That's not easy.
it's
It says the
when-
clap. Max says the clap.
Did I not teach you that?
Yeah, but
Or
we're
have
gonna,
I not taught you
You
that
did,
yet?
but we're gonna show that clip on this show. But because you have that file,
Probably somewhere in the
I
bits
have
and
it.
pieces.
I
Okay.
have that one. All you have to do is show that clap.
Yeah.
Because as soon as he said that, I thought you were the only one that did it.
No.
So
I'm
that's
not
a real
crazy,
thing.
people.
That's a-
I am not crazy. I
That's
know
a
what
real
I'm talking
thing.
about.
That's a real thing.
I know.
Jeez, and I was like, this guy knows me too well because whatever. Obvious. Okay, so that's the paid version of Max here. Max definitely got a little bit smarter.
This isn't a sponsored ad, but
No, for
if
sure.
ChatGPT does want to sponsor
Yeah,
Dave,
well,
that would be
or
great.
both of us, like we're, double powers is more hours and more money. I don't know if that makes any sense, but here we go. Are you ready for the next question?
Ready?
Okay, so number 4. Oh no, number 5. Sorry. Hold on, number 4. Sorry. If your podcast intro was sung by an animal, which one would you pick and how would it sound? Like that's a tough question. I mean, I think of a bird right away, like just a peacock or something like
Well,
that.
yeah, because the bird I feel like has the most.
Something like
Did
that.
you hear that? Was that my chair?
I went,
It just, yeah.
That's. I was
I
just
think
thinking.
that's
I was
my
trying to
chair
mimic.
though. At the same time,
It was.
it was at the same time.
It was one of ours.
That
yeah.
would be the intro. My chair squeaking.
I don't think it'll pick that chair up
Oh.
because they're dynamic mics. But you know what? We'll throw it in post.
I think a bird comes to mind first because it's
It's the
pretty.
noise, right?
Like that's the first thing. Yeah.
Yeah, but most male birds are pretty, right?
Yes.
Why is
yes.
that? Tell me
I
why.
don't know.
Because you know what? Every time I see a pretty bird, and then you think male, because those are all the creatures of the earth. The male of the birds are the prettier ones.
Because the men have to impress the women in the animal kingdom, because the women of the animal kingdom are so independent, and they're like,
yeah, I know,
show me
but
what
I
you
don't get
got.
it. Like, it's the other way is around, still the same thing. We have to get dressed up and blah, blah, blah. We're always the guys are always chasing the girls. Let's just put it that way.
yeah,
You know, to whatever.
she don't need no man.
No, I agree. But that's why it is what it is. But then the birds shouldn't have to do anything if they're a male. Like, they're the ones that should be, like, the girls should be chasing.
No, no.
I'm trying to win some points here,
No.
guys.
You're losing
Hey,
points.
give me
You're
some-
losing points.
Grab it. Don't be scared to throw in some comments down below. Okay, so we're just gonna move on for that because I don't want to go any lower than what I already am, because this could get bad. Okay, so if Adobe Premiere and Final Cut got it in a bar fight, who are you backing and why? Oh, that just basically means who you picking.
Yeah.
Okay, so first off, do you use one of them?
I don't use either of them.
Or do you use one of the products as far as like the actual brand? I don't know if you can judge off that.
Adobe is definitely
It's the
my
name.
go-to.
It's the big one, yeah.
I use some of their other products,
Yeah.
but I heard Final Cut is pretty. Like if
heard it's good.
if I move up in my editing realm,
This is a good thing to talk about.
Final Cut is probably where I'm gonna go.
Yeah.
But it's pricey, and
Yeah.
the amount of editing that I do right now, CapCut is fine.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, so
It's for
I'll
what
say
you're
Final
familiar
Cut.
with too, right?
Yeah.
So is that the same? Okay, so Adobe, what should I say? Adobe Premiere and Final Cut, are they both video and photography? Both.
they're both video.
Okay, I didn't know.
video
I didn't know.
editing,
I didn't know Adobe had video.
Yeah.
Have you tried it?
I haven't tried it, but like I said, I use all the other products like
Yeah,
Photoshop,
no, I get it.
Lightroom, Illustrator,
Yeah.
that type of thing.
And,
but
and what's your favorite? Like, you actually like CapCut's your go-to, right?
for editing,
For now?
yeah. Honestly, I started on the free like iMovie,
Yeah.
and that was
You told me about that.
yeah, it was
Yeah.
totally fine. And moving to CapCut was a bit of an adjustment, but it's
I like it.
fairly similar. Once you learn the keyboard shortcuts, it's
You're
fine.
a champ for that.
Yeah.
You were showing, and I'm learning that now.
Yeah.
Like, I'm slowly learning this.
You're learning that I'm a champ.
Yes. No,
what I
I
thought
already
you were
knew that.
saying.
No, I was talking about the actual keyboard strokes as far
Yeah.
as like the shortcuts, because I have been using instead of Mac so much, I've been going back to Microsoft, and I'm using both. And I feel like for the people out there, I finally understand what it's like to own a supercomputer that can actually like do what you want to do, and you can buy so much more for the money that you spend on these things.
I know.
But don't get me wrong, these are great.
It's hard. It's hard to go back though.
It is.
Right?
And I have gone back. I have both now, but I'm leaning hard the other way.
Microsoft?
Oh, yeah. It's just because with email and everything else, and now that I start, because this was great for like this stuff like this. I'm not going to get away from this. Don't get me wrong. But I'm definitely leaning on buying like a $4,000 or $5,000 banger computer so I could process anything in 2 minutes.
Wow.
I just love it. I know, but I mean, then you have to have the internet to do that and all the right programs. But
Yeah.
I mean, whatever.
But you're working your way up to that, right?
Yeah.
Like once you have the need for that, then you do it, right? But
Okay, but at the same time, Microsoft doesn't have anything like this where it's so handy. It goes with your phone. Everything's you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Apple, I think, by far is the best at doing that. Like having multiple products, like just plug
linked
in.
together, like no issue at all.
Yeah. Oh, well,
Yeah.
okay. All right.
Super user friendly.
100%. Okay, so what's worse, forgetting to hit record or realizing you've been recording with a lens cap on? Oh my God, that's a you question right now, because you're the camera pro here. I do sound, by the way. I
I
just do
think
sound. I don't know
that
anything about video.
forgetting to hit record is probably worse because
Really?
I'll tell you why. Because if the lens is on, you still have the audio. So you could still potentially use the audio as a voiceover on a video.
Yeah, that's true.
Right? But you just put other things on.
Yeah, you're right.
Right?
You can have it as
You
voiceover.
have something. It's better to have
God,
something
I
than to
never
have
thought of that.
nothing. Yeah.
See, that's why God invented females. They're smarter. They're smarter than men. I would have never, honestly, I
Amen.
would have never thought of that.
Yeah, yeah.
It's a voiceover. You got the sound.
Yeah.
You just get some recording and talk over. Like that's redo it. Oh,
Yep.
what was I thinking?
I don't know, man.
Well, it is what it is. So, I mean, okay, we're going back to the Rylee show questions here. So, would you rather podcast with someone with only whispers or only speaks in song lyrics? That's a tough one. I don't even know what that question means. Can you explain
It
that?
means, what do you find more annoying? Not being able to hear someone,
Shit,
or
you're
somebody
right. That's exactly,
in tune all the time?
Okay, but if you're in jail, you're not listening to whistlers. I'm telling you that much. That's a rule. That's a joke, but I mean, it is a rule there, though. You're not allowed to whistle.
Why?
Just a thing. I remember, yeah. I didn't go to jail ever, but I know a few guys that did. And if you whistle, I didn't. I promise. I tell you if I did, it'd be for a misdemeanor, but I didn't.
I don't know. I think the whisper would be worse for me because I do sing a lot, and
Yeah. So
I think if they're singing, like if you're singing,
Yeah.
I might sing back to you, and maybe it'd be fun.
you're like me. I do sing a lot. Like
Yeah.
I'll start humming
Yeah.
and singing, and then you were singing actually earlier or doing something.
was, yeah.
And I was asking, what song was that? And then it's like I was humming it out.
Oh yeah, I
I'm
don't
just
even
like
remember
that.
what that was.
If I had $1 million dollars.
If
No,
I had $1 million,
There, she's right on cue. She's a whole octave up and ready to go. See?
you're the singer. I'm not a singer.
I was trying to go 7 octaves up there from that, but I heard that on a podcast today. I don't remember who it was, but on Bert and you know Bert, the big guy with Burt Reynolds. Oh my god, I love that you know that. That's awesome. Okay, so no, Bert, the big guy that takes his shirt off. He's got a podcast with.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so he had the If I Had $1 Million lead singer on with some other singer that was part of the band a long time ago. And anyway, that's what all of a sudden he brought his guitar and they started playing it. So that's
cool.
why I was singing it. And I'm like, that's so cool that you just bring your guitar and just ding out a little bit of that.
Can't you do that?
Yeah,
You play guitar.
yeah.
There's one right behind me.
No, I know that's electric. I have to plug that one in.
Oh. But you could do that. You could.
I
be,
could, yeah,
you
I could do
be
that.
Bert.
I could. No, Bert didn't do it. It was
Oh.
actually the lead singer of. I mean, I could do it. Don't get me wrong. It's just it was Bert singing.
Yeah.
And him playing.
Okay.
So that means I have to play and you sing.
No.
Well, that's the deal.
Well.
How about the
okay.
next show?
Okay.
I'll give you a little time to
right.
practice. Okay. Next show, guys. Rylee's on, or if I'm on her show at any point, then we're gonna do that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So next question. You win $1 million, but you have to produce a podcast episode using only dial-up internet. Oh my god! And flip phone. You in? Oh no.
Okay.
Like that's a rough go. Like most people don't even know what that is.
So I think you could do a lot of editing without internet,
You're right.
right? You can film without the
Jeez.
internet. You
And
can
no
do-
AI, no nothing. As people,
No,
do you know what I mean?
but I think that
no,
think
but
the
that's a
biggest
plus
issue,
for you then, for anybody that knows what they're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the biggest issue would just be
Okay.
the flip phone
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Why?
because it's terrible quality.
Yeah,
I'm
you're
like,
right.
I don't know.
We're not filming off of it, are we?
I
Oh,
thought
we
that's
are.
what it said.
Yeah, it did actually. That's a rough go. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's really brutal.
Yeah,
But we can't think of that way. Like,
we can't. That camera just shut off.
okay, we're gonna take a quick break. So is that one, and we will be right back, everybody. And then we'll finish up with round 3. We're back with Rylee. This is round 3 here at the Schmitt Show, and I don't know, where are we at?
We're just rapid firing questions.
Yeah, and it was
And
awesome.
then-
It's the first time we've done it.
I like it. It's fun.
Isn't it awesome where it just kind of explodes and it gets you? You can go down a dirt road, down a highway, and you could be long down the road, and they're like, "Hold on, wait a minute, maybe we got to turn around and get back to where we're at."
Get back to the rapid fire. Yeah.
It works.
It does. Yeah, it's great.
It's just such random, but it
Our boy
actually
Max.
tailored to you.
It is. I know.
Yeah. So at the end of the show, just before we leave, which is not far away, this is round 3, usually the wrap up. We're gonna ask Max if we knew that his name is Max.
Okay.
We're gonna ask him what. We're gonna ask ChatGPT what would I prefer your name be?
Oh,
'Cause he doesn't. I've
let's
never
do
typed
that.
Max
That'd
in there.
be
That's
that'd
what
be
I'm saying.
interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you want me to call you?
Yeah, for sure. Okay, so we're gonna Oh, heartfelt with humor and style. Before we go, I just want to say, Rylee, you've been a huge part of this journey, and you have, honestly.
Did we already go through this?
Oh, did we? We might have. No, this is the end of it because it said. Sorry, I just got to adjust a little bit. Okay, and it says, Rylee, I'm cheering for you all the way. Just don't forget us, little people, when you're famous. So we did not go through there. To everyone listening, support people who take the leap. It takes guts, hustle, and a bit of caffeine.
Caffeine. And your show is all about grit,
It
resilience.
Is. Yeah.
Yeah. I got those things.
And, you do. Are you kidding me?
Thanks.
You're actually one of the busiest people I know.
Really?
Yeah. You know what? When I text her, I always make sure when I text her or call you, I'm like, I always give you the option of, hey,
yes.
When you can, no worries.
I
never
appreciate that.
Pressure that because when it's something important you want to know, and if you look at a text and say, hey, it's not important, you can push that off to when you have time.
Yeah.
So I want to make that, and because I know you're a busy person.
Yeah.
You're always on the go.
Always on the go.
Well, you got to make the money somehow. You know,
it ain't gonna make itself.
It's hard to feed the horses when you don't have any hay.
Yeah.
That was my own line. I just made that up.
That's great. That's so great.
It actually makes perfect sense. I got another joke, but I can't say it.
Oh, no.
No, I can't say it. I can't put that on air, but I'm not going to anyway. So, yeah, I'm just going on this thing that I've never done before. But so I'm going to ask the question.
Okay.
Okay, so let's ask it. So here we are. We're going to ask ChatGPT. By the way, ChatGPT, whatever that is, I want to be an affiliate here. And so does Rylee. So, okay, here we go. We're going to turn it on. Okay, so we're live right now, ChatGPT. It's me and Rylee here from the Schmitt Show. And we're just wondering if we were to give you a name, we really want to call you a name because not a name as far as like a person name. What would you want us to call you? Here we go. Boom. He does no idea. I call him he. Okay, here we go. The arrow's going up. And this is interesting.
I'm excited.
Okay, so for the people that watch this, I can't. Okay, so top pick names for me. You're on air, AI buddy. That's what he said.
You're on air, and AI buddy?
No. It says top name picks for me, comma.
Oh.
And then quote, you're on air, AI buddy. Like, you get what I'm saying?
Yes.
I just kind of said that wrong. The plug, because I always got the connection, the ideas, and the backup plan. So the plug, he says, prompt daddy.
Oh, I love that one. Oh, that's awesome.
Because I always got the connection, the ideas, and the backup plan. That's actually a pretty good
responsible
prompt daddy. It sounds like a street name.
It does.
I
sounds
love
like
it.
A pimp name.
Yeah, it does.
Prompt daddy.
Brain in the Pooth. That's no different. Hey, it says Brain in the Pooth, like a silent co-host who never sleeps. Not bad. The actual name itself, it's hard to say. Like Brain in the Pooth. It sounds like a TV show.
Yeah.
Like Picking the Brain.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Yeah.
The Whisperer Wizard. Okay, so I'm just gonna go through these last ones. Script Lord, Captain. Okay, so Captain Come Through, the Schmitt bot, kind of like that. Not bad.
That's very personal.
But we weren't aiming for that though.
Yeah.
I'm gonna ask it one more time. I want a personal, human name.
Okay, and then after that, depending on his answers, can we ask if we can call him Max?
100% we can. Okay. All right, let's do this.
I'm partial to the name Max now.
I love Max.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Okay, those answers were not what I was looking for, but they were actually pretty good because we're still live on the show. But we want to know, what should we call you as a human name? What would you look at yourself as? What kind of name? Like, would it be David? Would it be Rylee? Those are our names. What would it be like for you? Let us know. Here we go. I'm talking to him while I'm, on the
talking to him while you're talking to them.
That's it.
That's great.
Here we go. You ready for this? If it says if it says this, I'm selling my house. I don't know. I'm selling everything. I'm selling everything.
Real estate is expensive these days.
Okay, so oh my God, it's not bad.
Oh, tell me.
Okay, I have to read this. It's okay. So here we go. Ready? All right, you got me now. We're talking human names. If I had to pick one for myself, something that fits the vibe of being helpful, reliable,
a little slick with the words, but not too showy. Hey, I go with Miles.
Oh,
Not bad, eh?
I love that.
Okay, so but it starts with M and finishes with
Close.
SX because
Yeah.
Miles Max. It's just missing. It's very close.
I like it.
I think he knew it was going to be Max, but he changed it.
He was like, well, I can't let them really know that I'm listening.
Is that not
So,
true?
Yeah.
It's actually, it was, when I seen Miles, I'm like, starts.
I love the name Miles.
Yeah, so do I.
Yeah.
Okay, so then it says, why? He says, because I'm always going the extra ones. Smooth name, solid energy. Could be a podcast producer, a jazz musician, or a guy who just knows a guy.
I love it.
You're right, Miles. It's like, hey, ask Miles. Miles knows everybody. Miles knows.
Miles seems like a nice guy.
It sounds like a sliding name.
Yeah.
You know, like you're
Cool
sliding
guy.
from to home base, like for a home run.
I love it.
Yeah, me too. All right, we're gonna call it Miles. That's it for Miles today, though. That's all we got. Okay, so we're gonna wrap up the show, Rylee. We're gonna have probably more shows coming down the road, definitely with your show starting. By the way, any names yet for your show, or you're still thinking? Or any
thinking.
Yeah, well, don't
I'm
give
still
anything away too early.
thinking. Yeah, I have a couple of ideas,
yeah.
but I don't know. We'll see.
It's a tough thing to do.
I'm gonna have to ask our friend Miles.
You know what? Hey, he's there for you.
He is.
I'm
I
telling
know.
you. Well, you're gonna have your own Miles.
I know, but I feel like
But we can
mine's
use
a
him for now.
girl.
Yeah,
I feel
know.
like mine's a girl.
It will be.
Yeah.
Because mine was a guy.
Yeah.
Because when I talk to it, I literally, like, when you get used to talking like you,
Hey, what's up, man?
hey, come on, like, just make this happen, like, or else I'm going to get, and then when I get mad, I actually prompt it like I'm mad.
Oh.
Like I do. I talk just like
Does it react accordingly?
Yeah, it does. He just simmers down and he just does what I say.
Yes, Dave.
Yeah, I know. I kind of feel bad.
Anything for you, Dave.
Yeah. I just feel bad. But I kind of
Now you gave him a name, so you can't treat him like a bum.
Yeah, you know what? You feel bad.
Yeah.
Even without a name. I'm like, I know I'm kind of mean right now, but I was frustrated. I was trying to get him to do some things. He was getting close. I'm like, come on, I'm not making this difficult.
Just fucking do it. Jesus.
100%.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to wrap things up. Rylee, thank you very much for coming out to the show. And for everybody else, Rylee will have her new show on soon. We'll let you know. And we'll also let everybody know. We'll send down everything down below as far as information that people can.
And links.
The links, the likes, everything. Yeah, don't forget to like the show.
Like and subscribe to the show because it looks good on me.
100%
Thank
does.
you.
Thank you very much, everybody. Have a great night. Boom.
Boom.
Here we go.
Cool.
Good job.